Good morning, my dear students. In today's live class, we were studied about the useful microbes, and in that we have discussed that certain microorganisms that are used for different purposes. Okay, first thing is for making food items. There are lots of food items that can be prepared by using certain microorganisms. Okay, first thing is curd is prepared from milk by using certain microorganism by a bacteria called lactobacillus helping in the conversion of milk into curd. Milk contains a protein called casein, and when the coagulation, the clumping of casein happens, it leads to the formation of curd. The casein protein coagulates only when there is an acidic medium is provided. Only when there is an acidic medium, the casein protein will get coagulated or it get clumped to form the solidified form. Okay, and this lactobacillus bacteria helps in the conversion of milk into acidic. And there is a flow chart which is given in your textbook. Milk plus curd in the presence of lactobacillus multiplies using non-fat components of milk to produce acidic product. So by the action of lactobacillus, the milk becomes acidic. And when the milk becomes acidic, the casein protein coagulates and to form the curd. Okay, and warm milk turns to acidic when curd is added. We know that the milk contains a sugar called lactose. Milk contains a sugar called lactose, and the lactobacillus bacteria helps to convert this lactose into lactic acid. So the milk will become acidic due to this lactic acid. Okay, so when the milk turns to acidic, what will happen? The casein protein present in the milk will get coagulated, and thereby the formation of curd occurs. So the process of conversion of lactose into lactic acid by lactobacillus bacteria is termed as fermentation. This is how the curd is prepared from milk. Okay, and the cheese and paneer can also be prepared from milk with the help of lactobacillus, and also there is another bacteria which acted upon this is streptococcus. Streptococcus and the lactobacillus helps in the formation of cheese and the paneer. And there is a term called the tenderization of meat. What is meant by the tenderization of meat? Certain bacteria will act upon the meat, the tough meat, and it makes the meat soft. The bacteria that makes the meat soft, and this process is called as tenderization of meat. And we have an example in our daily life itself. When we cook the chicken and certain other meats like that, we just mix it with curd. So we know that curd contains the bacteria lactobacillus that helps in the conversion of that meat into soft nature. That is why we are mixing it with the curd. Okay, so that is also a function of microorganism in food items. And the next one is about fermentation by yeast. Yeast is a fungi, and that helps in the fermentation in certain processes. In baking of bread, then pastries and cakes, etc., the flour, the dough is prepared with the help of this yeast and all. First, the flour is taken, and it get mixed with the yeast and a pinch of sugar. Then it is mixed well to prepare the dough. Then the yeast, when we add the yeast, it uses the sugar as the food, and when it uses the sugar, the carbon dioxide and alcohol is produced by that. Okay, and that process is termed as fermentation. The production of carbon dioxide and alcohol by the fermentation of yeast is termed as fermentation. And when the carbon dioxide is produced in the duff, it will rise its volume. The volume of duff will get raised. And when we use this duff for baking the bread and all, the carbon dioxide inside it will get escaped, and that leads to the formation of a fluffy and light nature of bread. Okay, that's how the pastries, cakes and breads are prepared by the fermentation of yeast. And the next thing is, yeast is also used in our homes itself for the preparation of idlis, doshas. Dokla means it is a Gujarati dish, Gujarati vegetarian dish. Okay, so in that the yeast is used in order to make it make the dough rise its volume, and also it will become sour in taste due to this production of yeast. Okay, yeast makes the flour sour in nature, sour in taste. So that's how the idli and dosha are prepared, and there is a table which is given in your textbook to observe the increase in volume of duff during the fermentation of sugar present in duff by yeast cell. We know that during the fermentation of sugar, which are the substances produced? Alcohol and carbon dioxide are produced, right? So for that, half a kg of flour, sugar, yeast powder, warm water and a container is used. Take flour and add 2 tablespoons of sugar and mix with warm water. Then add a tablespoon of yeast powder and knead to make a soft duff. Put the soft duff in a container and leave it in a warm place for 2 to 3 hours or more. Then we can observe that there is an increase in volume of duff, and the duff rises and looks fluffy. Yeast break down sugar molecules to produce carbon dioxide gas that increases the volume of duff. Okay, so by the fermentation, yeast will break down the sugar molecules, leads to the production of alcohol and carbon dioxide that makes the duff very fluffy. Okay, and there is one more use of microorganism, that is the algae. Algae like chlorella and seaweeds can be used as a food supplement, and that are the rich sources of proteins and minerals. Algae like chlorella and seaweeds. And for your extra knowledge, the space travelers are also using this kind of chlorella products, algae product for their food material. Okay, so these are the things that we have discussed in our live class, and the rest of the portion will be taken in our next class. Thank you.